The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Eat a Mario gut.
What did he say?
He said go to the fucking gym.
Sorry.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
What's going on, Beaches Booshes? Bustus hustling your hoes. It's your boy, Papa Swolio, back with another episode. In today's episode, the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Eversting K2 Flexing on all you Beaches. Thanks for being here, fam. If you're watching live, we've had some connective issues, so we are fine on my end. That's a weird thing. So anyway, let's get into today's episode. Thanks for being here. Hit the like button, subscribe, and let's get into the first merch pick. We've seen it a couple times already if you're just listening to the replay, but we got James smiling and making some gains. So let's give a nice round of applause for James again. No shame in the James game. No shame in the James game. All right, at least we got James smiling face saying fuck your feelings a few times before we got today's show. This episode is only for the diehards, because if you're sticking around with us, we appreciate it. So thanks for being here. All right, let's get into the tip, fam. We got some great Swole fam posts.
Just an inch.
Let's just jump right in before it's too late.
It's cold outside.
Download the Swolenormous app. Join us over at swolenormousx.com. We have all of our programs, master classes, so much more. It's all over there. And we have some awesome community posts as well. We got this one from Kevin. Kevin says, first 28 days of the diet, not focusing too much on the scale yet, as I got to get my habits in order. Tripled my water intake, replaced 99% of everything else, ate in a range of calories each day, full of home-cooked nutritious food, lifted 17 days instead of 5 in a month, and light movement on off days. Might not be that consistent, but a darn good start. On to the next 28. All right. I remember my first 28 days. Very nice. All right, we got some serious haikus going on here, apparently. Luis says, even on a Saturday, even when you don't feel like it, you show up, you put the work in. And once it's done, there's no better feeling than accomplishment. That's why I'm grooving this morning. Proud of the results, proud to be a healthier man for my family, myself, and my business. Nobody will push you harder than you. So be your biggest fan and keep on crushing it. I concur. Good man.
Oh, you can.
Be your own biggest fan. Community of one. All right. It's great to have a community around you, but sometimes you just got to focus on yourself, and really all the time. You can't pour from an empty cup. So it's not selfish. It's making sure you're taking care of yourself. You could be the best version of yourself and then radiate that outwards into your family, your friends, your community, and so on and so forth. We got this one from Will. We don't have the video here, but it's in the app. Great stuff with a sandbag. Will says, hey fam, I just asked Papa on the Mancast what he thought I should do about not feeling like working out. What could I possibly say? And you could probably guess what he told me. That's right. He said, go to the fucking gym. So that's what I did. Here's a quick video of me playing with my new sandbag. Basically a Turkish getup variation with an 80-pound Atlas stone sandbag. It's a move I saw on a YouTube channel and I wanted to try it. It's not pretty, but I'm working on it. Keep doing what you do, fam. That's awesome. Sandbag shit is great. Sandbag is great. And I always tell people, you know, one of the tools that you can bring, let's say you're traveling, let's say you're going to a place, you could bring a sandbag. There are sandbags that you actually have the shell and you could fill it up. So you could roll it up, put it in your bag. And then if you go on vacation and you're on a beach, let's say you're going on vacation, they might not have, usually they have gyms and stuff, but you could just put some sand in the bag, use it, and then dump it out and travel home. Even if you're driving somewhere, you could put some dirt and fucking rocks in it and go ham. So, or you bring it filled in your car, depends on the size of the sandbag, but just some cool options. And lift heavy things, put them back down, make them heavier over time. Good stuff. Good stuff. Turkish get-ups are no joke. No freaking joke. All right, it's a Monday, and we got new releases coming up soon, but before that, we got Rate My Meal. All right, Let's see over the weekend if people are eating good. I have my doubts, but let's see what we got here. Let's see. Deb Howe. Is that Native American? Deb Howe. Spatchcock chicken. I don't know what the fuck that is. What is spatchcock?
What the fuck is that?
What's spatchcock? If you're putting cock in my chicken, I don't know if I can approve that. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of spatchcock. I don't like the name. No, sir, I don't like it. Mexican street corn. That's and a half a baked potato. This is a weird meal. You're eating spatchcock and street corn. I am concerned. I'm concerned about your sourcing of food. I don't know what that is. It kind of looks kind of good, but I have my questions. So get the cock out of your food. Get the cock out of your spatchcock. The backbone is removed. Why are we calling it spatchcock? You split the whole chicken. I'm not using that name. I'm not buying it. I don't think that's, then just say you removed the backbone. It's not spatchcock. That's weird. Spatchcock. All right. Anyway, Nick Jr. All right. Greek yogurt with a scoop of protein and fruit. All right. Okay. All right. Get some yogurt and fruit. Rate your bowl. Priscilla Cushing. We have a plate of chicken and croutons and dressings and beans and rice. I'm not a fan of this meal. I'm not going to give it a boo. I know people think they're eating healthy when they have lettuce and chicken on it, but the dressing's crap. The croutons are crap. The beans and the corn. I mean, you're eating a lot of filler, but you're missing out on some quality food. So not a fan of salads. You know me. Not a bulk and muscle building meal, in my opinion. I'm not saying you're going to die if you eat that, but you're not getting quality nutrition. Not my play. Not my play. Rate my meal. I don't like it. I don't like it. Not enough on the food side. But you'll fill your stomach up, that's for sure. Man, the only thing worse than corn is mixing it with beans. Vice versa. All right. Sebastian. Pizza ground beef. Low fat cheese. Low fat. Low fat. Low fat. Could have been feta. Could have been mixed up there, but low fat. There's no fate but what we make. Just reminds me of Terminator 2. Low fat cheese. Not really. No destiny there. Just low fat. All right. Low fat cheese with vegetable and spice. Low calorie and protein pita. Ground beef. I mean, low-fat cheese, not a fan of anything but raw cheese, personally. Vegetable and spice. And the pitas. Look, I mean, if you can digest this, there's worse things you can eat. I recommend, if you're going to do pizza, I recommend going with something like a chicken crust or anything like that. Just to, I mean, if you have a craving for it, but, you know, you're doing a lot of stuff to kind of skirt just eating a meal. But, you know, better than maybe going to, you know, getting DiGiorno's or Papa John's, of course, I would say. But, all right. I mean, you know. If you're going to do it, make it yourself. So, you know, it is what it is. All right. Shane, we got burger is on 0 carb bread. Is there such a thing? Is there a 0 carb bread? If you're eating bread that's 0 carb, what's in it? You know, I'm a fan of sourdough bread. So get yourself some quality sourdough. We got some other people in the fam that have been tapping into some sourdough. Same thing with dairy. I like yogurt. I like kefir. I don't drink a ton of just straight, you know, straight like raw dairy or A2 dairy or goat milk. You'll digest things differently. You got to kind of experiment a little bit, but it's made with something. It's made with something. So make sure you're digesting it well. We got some Brussels sprouts. I'll hard pass on that, but burger, steak, I like. So we'll get a golf clap, you know, we'll get a golf clap. You don't got to be afraid of carbs. You don't got to be afraid of carbs. You know, we're not fearing carbs. Like, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. And Steven. That's a good pronunciation. Steven. I don't know why I said that. I think I was going to say 7. I saw the T. Steven. We got some steak here. We got some meat. So, all right.
You switch the samples.
All right. All right, well, good stuff. I mean, at least people look at first off, you got to make your own food. And I think when people start making their own food, you start realizing, okay, where the gaps are and all the ingredients that you normally when you're making food, you're not adding all those stabilizers because you're making it fresh. You're not preserving it. You're not putting in a frozen box and microwaving it or putting it in the oven 3 years later, right? If you're getting frozen pizza or something. So if you're not putting a lot of stabilizers in, you got to make different choices. So at least you're making it yourself. You're getting it fresh. That helps a lot. It really does help a lot. But yeah, the ingredients matter. The ingredients matter. The quality of the ingredients matter, and everyone's going to react a little bit differently. So making your own food is a good first step. Good first step. All right, let's get into some knowledge. Hashtag Ask Papa Swole. Thanks for being here. You got live questions? Drop it in the comments. Let's see this one from Judith. We got the first one of the day. What's in the box? From Judith. Judith, we do have a Swole card. The Swole card is Let It Grow. I'm rocking the Let It Grow hoodie, sweatshirt, but we do have Let It Grow with Pinkston Churchill. So hashtag Let It Grow in the comments, and we'll give away that Swole card at the end of today's episode. We got the Tainty Man. Aww. We got a lot here. We got a lot of action going on. Thank you so much for the super chat. We got Tomerman. How we doing? What up? What up, dude? What up? Making it rain. Thanks for making it rain. Making it rain on Papa. Putting some beef on the plate. You know what? You know what you're doing? When you send in a super chat or a Rumble rant, you are donating some beef to the Tainty Man. Isn't that nice? Making sure that he's eating good. He's getting all his beefs. You're making sure Pinkston Churchill gets her beefs too. So appreciate you. Appreciate you. All right, question time. How can I be in my best shape in 5 months? Well, you're not going to, because no one trains for 5 months and gets in their best shape. So stop. Why 5 months? Why 5 months? Why are you leaving your entire life, not taking care of yourself for 30 years or something, and then 5 months you're just going to undo everything? Can you make progress in 5 months? Sure. But you're not going to be in your best shape in 5 months. Follow the 7 pillars, lift heavy weights, eat quality food, get quality sleep, get sun on your nips. The same thing I would tell people to get in their best shape, period, over 5 years or 10 years. You want to do the same things that you do in 5 months for the next 10 years. The problem is I have a wedding coming up, or I'm going on vacation, or it's going to be summer, and you do some shit for a couple months and then you fuck off. So we're going to have the same conversation with these people. If you're trying to get in your best shape in 5 months, it's usually because you're not setting proper habits the rest of the time. Set the proper habits, forget the time frame. You'll make progress, but you got to do the same thing. You don't want to be doing a lot of stuff for 5 months and then falling off of it. The same reason why 90-day challenges, 30-day challenges, 75 hard, people do it and they fall off because they have no structure afterwards, or they do something they can't maintain for the long term. You'll do some sort of shit where, wow, 5 months, you lost 30 pounds and X, Y, and Z, but it's not something you can maintain because you did some crash diet or you restrict your calories too much. You crash out, you lose some extra fat. You think you look good in a bikini, fine. But then you can't maintain it long term. Just keep that in mind. So the same thing you would do to get in your best shape in 2 years, you just do it longer, right? But you have to do something that you maintain throughout. So I always ask the question, why 5 months? Why not 6 months? Why not 6 years? Why not? I want to get in great fucking shape. What do I have to do? Period. Forget the time frame. So don't give yourself and back yourself into a corner. And best shape is vague. So what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? William Pampasolio, I want to go to the puto gimnasio. That's why I got the hat. Ve al puto gimnasio. But my work don't give me time. What can I do? Well, why would your work give you time? You got to make your own time. Everyone's got the same 24 hours. So whenever you work, go first. What can you do? Prioritize it. What's more important to you, your work or your health? Well, everyone, it's money. Well, if I work an extra shift, I get paid double time and a half. You don't care about the money you have in your bank account when you're sick and you can't fucking move. If you're getting sick all the time, you have deficiencies in magnesium and vitamin D, and you're not exercising, you're not lifting weights, you're not sleeping properly, and then no one's going to care. If you have all these diseases and a lot of money in your bank account, it's not going to make you feel any better. All right. So take care of your health now. I promise you it's much more valuable than money ever will be. So you're making excuses. You got to go first, prioritize it. And whatever you prioritize, you're going to do. It's amazing when people don't have finances and they have the latest phone, the latest car. They have all these payments up to their fucking eyeballs, but they buy garbage food. Prioritize the right things and you'll realize you have more resources than you thought you do if you put the right priorities first. And I understand it's not always easy, but it's not supposed to be. And the Weekend Swolosophy talked about that, right? It talked about how to forge discipline. It talked about doing it when you don't feel like it. It talked about the hard times, the dark times. That's when it's the most important. Not when it's easy, not when it's convenient, but because you prioritize. That's when you feel proud of yourself. That's when you build self-esteem. That's when you build more self-worth. And that's when you're proud of yourself and you forge your integrity. So very important. Maine Marshall, trying to find a good quality electrolyte powder. What percentage of potassium, sodium, magnesium do you look for in a supplement? Sodium is by far the most important. You'll get a lot of potassium you get a lot of potassium from your food. There's a lot of potassium in most of the foods that you're going to be eating. Usually electrolyte supplements will have maybe 60 or 100 milligrams of magnesium. Sometimes it's crap quality magnesium where it's the wrong kind. But I'll use a lot of times just make my own. I'll let potassium kind of come in from foods that I'm eating, and I'll eat a banana, or you'll get potassium in different things. So I don't really worry too much about that. Sodium, magnesium, I'll take glycinate at night. I'll take 3-8 sometimes at night or in the morning or earlier. But you can get Redmond hydration. You could use Relight. You can make your own. Very simple, but most of the time you just want a quality salt. And remember that sodium chloride, you want to get about, when you're exercising, you want to get about a gram of sodium, which is about 2 or 2.5 grams of sodium chloride if you're mixing it that way during intense exercise. But it depends on the time of year and how much you're sweating, because when you're exercising, you're losing sodium at a higher rate. So you don't want to be, usually I just go by taste. And if I'm exercising, I really want more sodium. If I'm sitting around, I put an electrolyte scoop in a big bottle of water, it might taste really salty because your body doesn't really require it as much. And your taste buds are letting you know, like, wow, that's really salty. I don't need that. But when you're exercising hard and it's the middle of the summer, you're just pounding and you don't even taste the salt. You just crave it. It's like absorbing in your throat. You can feel it. So that's the relation between needing more hydration. Depends on your sweat rate, the time of year, and if you're under exercise. You don't need as much at rest, but you need to replace sodium as a priority. And you'll likely get your potassium from food, and you can supplement with magnesium because you might not be getting as much magnesium, but potassium usually solves itself. And a lot of you probably feel the same way. When you're cramping, if you have like issues with cramping, it's a sodium deficiency, and it can also be magnesium depending. All right. So you could use different sea salts and things like that. And then sometimes like, oh, this sea salt has plastic, or this one has metals. And there's all these studies and cross tests and third-party testing that comes out. So some of these things are hit or miss, or new evidence comes out. This one's maybe not as clean. This one's maybe not as clean. Just find something that you like, that has gotten good reviews, that you can be consistent with, and go from there. And you might use different salts for cooking versus in your water. You might prefer different things. So figure out what you like the best. All right. Sam, Papa Solia, what do those bat swings do? Shoulder mobility improvement. Yes. Wrist, joints, shoulder mobility, grip strength, all those things. Absolutely. Club swinging is fantastic. All right. Other questions. Let me scroll up. And also when it comes to magnesium and these different supplements, keep in mind that you can also gauge based on going to the bathroom. Like if you're, let's say if you're eating a lot of fat out of nowhere and you realize, hey, I'm going to the bathroom, I have a little bit more like diarrhea. It's because you're just all of a sudden you increased your fats tremendously. A lot of people get this with carnivore and keto. They cut out a bunch of carbs. And when you cut out carbs, you flush out fluids. So you're peeing more, you're shitting yourself, right? If you just all of a sudden up your protein, you have tons of fat. You're not eating a lot of fat. I'm going to go keto. And now you're eating tons of fat. You might have some indigestion. Don't forget, your gut biome gets developed and you have a certain bacterial profile in your gut. And if you change completely what you're adding to it, it's going to, your body and the bacteria in your gut don't have like the resources essentially to process it. So a lot of stuff might get sent through and different signals and receptors get triggered and you flush out X, Y, and Z. So there's other factors. A lot of times people get diarrhea when they do keto or they do carnivore for the first couple of weeks and then it solves itself. But it could also be something with supplements. So if you take magnesium and you have issues with digestion or you go to the bathroom, you maybe took too much or you took too much at one time or what you took wasn't a good quality or you took too many things at once. If you're mixing too many things in your drinks during the day, you're drinking a lot of these different solutes and your body has to process them. So you might not want to put them all in one container of fluid, or you might not want to put all that in your coffee, which can be a diuretic also. So you have to keep that in mind. and go based on how you feel and how you're digesting, and then see what works best for you. Not to mention those of you that are eating yogurt or kefir or sauerkraut or fermented things, you're adding a lot to the mix. And if you go from 0 to 100, changing things dramatically, you might have digestive issues in the short term, but it's just because you're on, hey, I've never taken this before. Let me take 5 or 10 grams at one time with this, and then adding this, I'm adding a lot more fat. And you're like, oh, my stomach. Well, you change things dramatically. Think about human nature. Now we have the ability to order anything on Amazon or Whole Foods or Sprouts or Publix or wherever, Aldi's, wherever you shop. You can get so many different things that you would never have access to. And you can just change your diet like that. But throughout the entirety of human evolution, you're not able to change your diet suddenly. If you went to a different climate where you're eating more fish and this, that, and the other, you traveled to a coastal town and you're eating different foods because now you're in a different spot and you're getting different things. So gradually it changes over time. Think about this with your dogs and stuff like that. So if you're feeding them kibble and you want to change them into a raw diet, you can't just stop feeding them kibble. You can, but they're going to have problems and just go right to raw food. Their gut has not evolved to handle it. And they might eat the food ravenously, but they might have diarrhea or they might have problems because their gut hasn't, reset. So, you want to change it out slowly if you're changing what kind of food you give them. Same way with humans. But we don't really talk about that. You go from eating, vegan, and then all of a sudden you're eating meat, or meat, and all of a sudden you're just eating only vegetables and fruit. And people just snap their fingers and think, hey, if I put it in my body, I'm just gonna be able to absorb it. And then randomly changing things. Think about how consistent the human body has evolved to consume foods. Wherever you live, whatever your genetics are, where you live, what's seasonal. You live in a cold climate now. A lot of you are snowed in, but you can still get fruit. You can still get all the foods that you would never eat in the winter. That's why you have certain cravings. You want soups, you want things that are warm, that are hot. You're going to be eating more fermented foods. You might have a pull towards that because you wouldn't have other things. You don't have, I guess you have refrigeration because it's cold as hell, but you're not going to have vegetables unless you ferment them because they'll rot. So you have a lot of fermented vegetables and pickles and sauerkraut and kimchi or whatever the hell you want to do. You make broths, you make soups, you have more of a desire for those things, maybe less drinking tons and tons of cold water, but you want tea, you want coffee, you want broth, you want those types of things. And it's normal to have that shift through the seasons, but the human body has a lot of confusions too, because the days get shorter, so you don't need as many calories or you don't need as much carbohydrates. We're kind of working against evolution, so you have to keep that in mind. And that's a reason why you have certain cravings, or the same thing that I talked about with having a tendency to, the taste of salt feels a little bit strong when you're not exercising because you don't need that kind of sodium. Your body is telling you that tastes really salty. It's because you don't need salt. Your body is not craving salt. You're not necessarily low in salt at that moment. But I use it liberally. I use salt as much as I want, but I'll notice if it starts tasting like, that's really salty. I just don't need as much sodium. I don't need it right now. And usually it's at rest when I'm not exercising hard. When I'm training hard, salt me up. Before my workout, during my workout, it's in my water. I don't even taste it. I want it because you're losing mostly salt through sweat. You're not losing a lot of potassium and magnesium in the same ratios. So if you're exercising intensely, you're going to need more salt. Is that right? No, I didn't hear that. Mike says, speaking of shitting yourself, did I hear Trump shit himself on live TV? I don't know. Did anyone else hear that? I didn't hear that. But I would say, look, if I was in front of a live camera that much and I ate the amount of McDonald's and stuff that Trump did, I mean, you got to imagine he's probably shit himself a few times. With his diet, he's got to have I would love to get like a gut biome breakdown of what Trump has in his system. I don't know how that dude eats what he eats and still functions and is able to it's fucking fascinating. The scrutiny and the stress and just, you're always traveling. You're always on a plane. You're like, man, I didn't hear that at all, but I don't know. Whatever. More questions. Keep going. We'll get some responses too. Having a good time. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thanks for being here. If you're just coming back from earlier, we had a couple connective issues that we got figured out. So appreciate you guys. And go check out this past weekend's Swolosophy. It's on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Daper. I always going to say Daper as Draper because I remember Dave Draper, the bodybuilder from back in the day. Popeye skipped leg day again. Any motivation recommend? Yeah, go to the fucking gym and stop being a huge fucking chode.
Matt Damon.
Yeah, stop being a chode. Stop being a chode fag. Go to the fucking gym. I skipped leg day. Any motivation? Yeah, stop being a pussy. Look between your legs. Same thing with you, ladies. If you have a bio twat, you don't skip leg day. If you have a bio twat, you don't skip leg day. If you got a pair of balls, you don't skip leg day. Everyone knows that. The bio twats, the Swole fam, the bio twats. Yeah. They don't skip leg day. Do you ladies? Do you ladies? No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Attacks on me, quite
Swole
frankly,
sluts
are
never
attacks
skip.
on science.
That's true. Mark says, Pam says, why would you skip leg day? And Mark says he can't vote. And that's true. You can't vote if you skip leg day. I think we've talked about this many times. I really do think that would probably save the country. Don't you think? You know, you're worried about deportations and I was like, oh my God, we're deporting criminals. If you skip leg day, you get deported. If you skip leg day, you can't vote. If we just deported everyone that skipped leg day, can you imagine everyone's walking around with fucking wheels? That's great. You can't vote if you skip leg day. I think that would solve everything. You can't vote. You can't run for office. You can't be a citizen. If you fucking skip leg day, you just can't be here, period. And then people, if you hear that and you're an idiot, you get upset, just pause. Pause for a second and think about it. Think about it. Do you trust someone's opinion if they don't lift? It factors in, doesn't it? Now, let's say they lift. Okay. Stay with me. Let's say someone lifts. They lift. Hey, you should lift. Hey, you know what's good for you. You know what it's like to lift. I think it's worse if someone lifts but skips leg day than if they don't lift at all. And let me know what you think. I think that's more negligent because if you already know that you should lift and you train and you do upper body, but you skip half your fucking body, you skip the area that's holding the rest of your body up, I think that's worse than just not going to the gym. Skipping leg day is worse than not training at all. I'd rather you have no idea. You've never heard of the gym. You've never trained in the gym. You're like, why would I lift? That's for fucking pussies. Fine. You're welcome to that opinion. You're welcome to be weak and frail and have no friends. But if you skip leg day, if you go to the fucking gym and you skip leg day, I got nothing. Why would you do it and then not do legs? That's sinister. That's worse. That's worse than just not lifting. That's worse. It's worse. Absolute worse. John says, I sprinkle a pinch of Celtic sea salt and Redmond salt mixed in each 40-ounce hydro flask. 3 hydro flasks a day works for me and simple. Yep. And when it comes to electrolytes, just to go back on that topic for a second, any other questions, drop in the comments. Hashtag Ask Papa Swole. I really do think that electrolytes, it's very individualized. Everyone's going to sweat differently. But I think when it comes to electrolytes, we have a little bit of a misconception. If you're pounding tons of electrolytes, like you have an electrolyte powder and it has potassium, magnesium, and sodium, and you're just like scooping, it might taste really salty. And I'm just going to explain it one more time. You guys know this, right? If you mix your electrolytes in, if you sip on it during the day and you mix it in like 32 ounces, like a hydro flask, and you take a scoop of, let's say you put Element or Redmond hydration or whatever else, right? Because generally they're all around the same ratios. Sometimes they have fillers or whatever. And the salt tastes differently and whatnot. So if you have that at rest, you're just not, you're sipping on it a little bit. It might taste a little bit salty, but you're not going to be chugging it, right? During the day. Oh, it's going to taste a little bit salty. So you dilute it more. But during exercise, you drink more of it. So if you're drinking the electrolytes and it's really salty and you're going to the bathroom a lot, or you have diarrhea, or you're just pissing all the time, you just don't need that much hydration. You need water. You need water, but you need water with replenishing. The water is a carrier of these other elements that are important that you lose in sweat. So you need the water itself. It'll shuttle it into the cells and everything like that. But you're losing water with sweat, but you're not losing a ton of potassium. You're not losing a ton of magnesium through your sweat. You're losing mostly sodium. So during intense exercise, you're losing about 1 gram of sodium per hour or something like that. So if you're sweating intensely and you're training intensely, you need more sodium than you do potassium, magnesium. So during the other times of the day, if you're putting in a full scoop of electrolytes, you don't need as much. And you might have issues if you're drinking too much with that concentration. You don't need a scoop of electrolytes in every bottle you drink. I see sometimes people scooping and they're drinking, every time they drink water, they have like a scoop of like full blown electrolytes. And you might need some salt, but much, much less. So you could put a fraction of a scoop or just put a little salt in and just do it to taste and see how you feel. But when you exercise intensely, you're going to need more. And a good way to know this is if you go in the sauna or if you exercise, and people that do endurance training do this, you weigh yourself before and after, and then you can see about, if you're drinking water, it's not going to be accurate. But if you go into the sauna and you're not drinking during the sauna and stuff, you step out, you're like, hey, I lost, X, Y, and Z of weight. Okay, then you can replenish. You can kind of get an idea of how much sodium and fluid you need to replace. So, just keep that in mind. Cerny says, sometimes it's super salty tasting. I just don't drink it at that time. If it tastes super salty, that's a sign that your receptors, especially if you're eating quality foods, you just don't need that much salt at that moment. And it's usually going to be when you're at rest. So you can drink fluid, but you'll also, when you actually focus on sodium and you focus on electrolytes, you'll realize that you don't have that you don't need as much volume because you're good. You're hydrated. You have the electrolytes in your system. And if it tastes really salty, it's a sign that you should back off on the sodium a little bit. Here we have another. Hi, baby girl. I appreciate it. Bird of Summer. Why are you so fit? Because I go to the fucking gym.
Matt Damon.
What's this? With this? Why are you so fit? Because I go to fucking gym.
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
Is that the last question? God damn it. All right, we got to end on that. Why are you exercising? Yes. Why you fit? Why is your hair so long? Because I don't fucking cut it. All right. And yeah, I know I trim it and I take care of it. We use scalp seed and mane gains, papasolio.com, shameless plug. How long did it take for your beard to grow? I don't know. I don't have a stopwatch. How long did it take for your hair to grow? Hate those questions. Nonsense. All right. Well, we have epic merch. Let's just get into some release. Get into some balls deep. If we have more questions, I love you guys. If we have more questions.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That's deep.
All right. I just got to. All right. Let's get into some new releases, and then we'll get into some.
What's in the box?
Some balls deep posts. We got a new recipe inside Swolenormous X fam. Join the fam, get access to all of our recipes. This is nice. Dry rub chicken wings. There's no cock in this one. There's no stretch cock or slap cock or whatever it is. We're not eating street corn and shit that we find on the side of the road. I'm just kidding. Mexican street corn just sounds like, I would honestly rather have Mexican street corn than like Indian street corn, because at least they probably don't make it with their feet. But anyway, dry rub chicken wings. I used to love, I still love them. I love the taste of chicken wings. I just don't eat the 3 Mile Island nuclear holocaust wings I used to get. I used to torture myself for whatever reason. If you eat a lot of spicy foods all the time, you kind of get more adapted to it. Some people just have a natural capacity to eat spicier foods, but I used to always get my roommate and I, this is like 20 years ago, every Tuesday, because he owned a gym and I trained at his gym. So we were roommates and we just trained clients and hung out. It was an awesome time. And every Tuesday or Wednesday, we would go to like a local ale house and get like get a pitcher. It was like a, $5. It was like a $5 pitcher of Ice House beer. And it was the kind of shit where like, they put the beer and they put a bag of ice. So you're just drinking phthalates and drinking plastic. Let me just take a Ziploc bag of ice and stick it in your beer, which is gross. I'd rather be warm. And then we just get, 50 wings and we would get like spicy ones or barbecue, whatever it was. But yeah, chicken wings are good. You get quality chicken, you cook them right. They're delicious. Make your own. I know it's easier to go out and buy these things, but you can definitely, the foods that you love, your favorite foods or things that you like, just like the pizza, just like we saw in the examples, you can make it with better ingredients. And I'm telling you, when you make your own food, you realize what, and I really do think this is the case. Once you start making your own food, that's the number one thing, make your own food. Because when you make your own food, you're not saying, where's the high fructose corn syrup? I can't find it. Oh, here it is. Glunk, 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 glunk. No, you're using actual ingredients. And when you use actual ingredients and you're actually cooking, it gives you perspective when you look at ingredient lists like, oh my God, look at all this shit that's in here. At least you're using single name ingredients and you're making the same food or something similar to your taste. You start realizing once you make your own food, how many fucking additional things they put in these meals, which is crap. But anyway, dry rub chicken wings. All right. No worries. No worries.
I gave it a 10. A 10. A fucking 10.
Mike says I was bracing myself to lose brain cells with a shit post. Forgot its new releases today. Oh, Mike. Don't nobody go nowhere. We got shit posts and new fucking releases. We got shit posts and you guys know this.
We choose truth over facts.
I work with retards.
We don't do either or. We do both, son. We do both, especially because we had like a triple start today for the podcast. So now we're doing it right. We're making up for it. All right. Featured classes this week. Arm balances express with Genevieve. Based. Awesome. Amazing. Arm balances. Good luck with that shit. Featured class. If you're into getting frisky, you can practice. If you can't do arm balances, no worries. Check it out. Practice. Go against the wall. Get a chair. And do modifications. You can still experiment and challenge yourself. And I always tell people, challenge yourself with the yoga classes. If you can't do it, well, how do you get to be able to do it? You have to challenge yourself and learn how to regress it and learn how to progress it and practice. So good stuff. Inversions are great. We have Swollen 7 Sandbag Round 2. Speaking of sandbags, get your sandbags out, beaches. Get your sandbags. I got to gear up and train after this, and it's fucking cold. It's fucking cold. I'm going to have to really bundle up. Look at that. I miss the days. I miss the days of being outside like that. I miss those days. I know they're coming up. We have like mid 70s coming up, but it's like when it gets this fucking cold, it hasn't been this cold in so long. It is painfully cold. You want Mama Swolio last night? We were reading. We don't have a fireplace and we don't do fire pits just because it's really never that cold in Florida. So like having a fire pit or something is just kind of like, it's just wasted space. Like if it's hot as shit outside, we're not going to be lighting a fire, but we just open the stove and put on broil. That's a Florida fire. All right. When you live in Florida, when you're like native, essentially at this point, I mean, Mama Swolio is, we just turned the broiler on and opened the broiler and we just sat in the kitchen on these like stools and read just in front of a nice warm stove fire. And it was awesome. Fucking cold. It's like 32. It was freezing. It was like 32 degrees. The wind chill was like negative. It was like 17 or 15. The real feel, whatever. It was really windy. So that was like fucking cold. Yeah. So we do the Florida fire. You just open up the stove and stand near it. And it actually works fantastically well. Turn the sauna on, just open the door. All right. We also have Arms Ignite number 3 based. There we go. And some of you are like, it was 2 degrees where I am. I know. But I moved here on purpose so I could avoid those numbers. It followed me here. Shameful. It is a ghetto fire. Oh, it's ghetto as fuck. It was ghetto as fuck. I loved it. All right. Let's see. We got some other funny stuff. Let's do this one. Let's do a yoga class. Do we have any balls deep? I think we do. Let's do this. Let's do a short one. That's pretty long. That's what she said. Oh, no. No. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that one. I don't want to do her. We just talked about Abby Dull. Well, that's a good one. That's a long one. These are long, but let's do this one. Safe space for cis women. Then we'll do some more releases. We're going to have some fun. Let's have some fun. Safe spaces. You thought we were not going to watch some shit videos? You're wrong.
Hot take.
Whoa.
I want a safe space from cis women.
That's a dude.
How about that? What if I wanted a safe space away from cis women? who are gonna do hella microaggressions and make me feel incredibly uncomfortable and just generally sometimes ruin the vibe. No shade to some of y'all. Some of y'all are absolutely lovely. And then some of y'all.
What are we doing here? I don't know. What are we doing here? All right, that was over. That was a waste of everyone's time. Let's do a new yoga class. Let's just do a new yoga class. Let's just do that. Let's do new yoga. We got some funny stuff. Let's just move on. New yoga inside Swolenormous X. Oh my God. Do you need to let it go or let it grow? Do you need to let it grow? Then you're going to love Let It Go Flow. Should be the Let It Grow Flow with Alex, but Let It Go Flow now available. All right. Let it go. I'm going to say it wrong. I'm trying not to say let it grow, but let it go. Excellent. Mike says it's still shorts weather for Canadians. Oh, I remember I used to come down to Florida in the winter. It was like 60, 70 degrees. I was at the beach all day. I just can't do that anymore. My blood has changed. It's thinned out. Now I'm just fucking cold. If you live in Florida, you ain't going to the beach if it's under 93. Maybe 80s, but 70s? Hell no, man. Natives don't go to the beach. All you see are like fat Canadians at the beach this time of year. No one's going to the beach that's native. Not happening. Not happening. Not a chance. Oh, we got great merch. We got great merch. Let's see. Let's do another video. We got some fun shit. I'm going to bring up a website in a second. Let's do this one. We have Abby. I don't know why Abby Dull is here again.
What's in the box?
It says rating Canadian inventions. So we'll see. It's 2 minutes, so I don't know if we're going to make it through the whole thing, but let's see what we got.
Abby, as a proud Canadian, rank the following Canadian inventions from 0 to 10. The jockstrap.
That's Canadian? Well done, Canada. 10 out of 10. Saving future grandbabies for hockey moms everywhere.
Canola oil.
Oh, we love it. 10 out of 10. I mean, canola has the best omega-3 to omega-6 ratio.
Is this a joke? I'm going to stop saying, is that a joke? Canola oil gets a 10 out of 10. This twat just won't stop. How can you be fighting for fucking garbage? This is, wow. All right. Forget the jockstrap. All right.
10 out of 10. I mean, canola has the best omega-3 to omega-6 ratio of all common cooking fats. Plus, it's accessible, it's versatile, it's locally made, and it's resilient. Because just think of all the pseudoscience seed oil slander that it has to contend with every day. Total Canadian success story.
Poutine.
I'm going to say 8. I mean, like, Canada was like, I'm going to give you the most delicious heartburn of your life. Sorry, but you're welcome.
Insulin.
10? Like, Canada literally saved millions of people's lives who have diabetes. And what did the world give us back? All these, like, healthy influencers online fear-mongering a piece of fruit because of what their continuous glucose monitor said.
The humane bird scarer.
Oh my gosh. This looks like a scarecrow with anxiety. I kind of love it, but I definitely cannot rank it anywhere close to insulin, so I guess I'm going to give it a 6 for its entertainment potential.
Instant replay.
Oh my God. Ew, Canada. 3 out of 10. I mean, I'm not a sports TV fan, but I feel like this was invented to get sports games to last longer so they can like squeeze
30
in
seconds
advertisements. And it really just delays my bedtime.
Selfie stick.
Can I give this one negative points? I mean, humanity was just not ready for
I'm skipping.
If you want to leave your house.
Snowblower.
Let me know how you would rank these Canadian inventions.
Okay. I think the worst 0 out of 10 is the worst invention Canada ever did was creating that person. Okay. Man, you thought you loved engine lubricant before. You're really going to love this. Well, thanks, Canada, for ruining people's health. Oh, fear mongering. You should eat industrial lubricants in high concentration. That's a weird hill to die on. That's fucking wild. That's fucking wild. Okay, let's do some merch. Speaking, you ready? In honor, I will say this, in honor of Abby Dull, we have a perfect merch. Our first merch release, brand new merch. We got buy one, get one 50 over at papasoya.com. Get some hats, get some tapestries, get some flags, get some hoodies, get some sweatshirts, get some stickers, all that stuff. Get some condoms, get some beard condoms, beard flavored condoms. I'm just kidding. That's a good one. This one's perfect for Abby Dull.
What's in the box?
We got new merch. We have Save the Biotwat. Save the Biotwat. Save the Biotwat. Speaking of Biotwats, I think Abby Dull gives Biotwats a bad name, honestly. But, you know, I mean, she still got one. And I think we need to make Biotwats great again. I mean, that's another good shirt. But first, we're going to do Save the Biotwat. We have a big movement with the Biotwat movement. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. All right. Save the Biotwat. Save the Biotwat. Do not worry. We're making Biotwats great again. We're going to make Biotwats great again. Abby's fighting against it. But we're going to make it great again. I promise. I promise. Everyone will know what a Biotwat truly is. We're going to make sure of it. We're making sure of it. Hell yeah. Hells yeah. Save the Biotwat. Save it. Save it. Very nice. All right. Save the Biotwat. BOGO Fitty merch. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And we still have more. We still have more. So let's not do this one. I don't want to do that one. Let's do a funny one, and then we'll do another merch. And then we got something also funny that's going viral, and it's fucking hilarious. Hilarious. It's hilarious. You're really going to love it. So this one first.
What's in the box?
Funny video. This one's called Trump in Harry Potter. Enjoy.
They're saying I'm friends with Voldemort. I'm not friends with Voldemort. First of all, you don't say his name, but I say his name. He used to be around Palm Beach. There's a lot of weirdos around Palm. He got really dark and weird. He called me a muggle. I kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He lived on the back of somebody's head. Really weird stuff. He's drinking unicorn blood. Really weird, silvery, nasty stuff. He's floating around the Forbidden Forest with no legs. He got a nose job, a terrible nose job, and he never admitted it. It's clearly, and it's 2 slits. It's crazy. They say I went to Malfoy Island. I didn't go to Malfoy Island. He probably went. Well, he can't stay away from Hogwarts. He's obsessed with teenagers. I'm officially running for headmaster of Hogwarts. Dumbledore is incompetent. He's terrible. I'm wondering, is something wrong with Dumbledore? Think of it. You have Voldemort, which is the most powerful dark wizard of all time. And he loses to a baby. The baby's just, I'm a baby. Oh, the baby's just laying there, and the baby beats him. And so Dumbledore has the bright idea of taking this baby and giving him to Muggles. I mean, what is he thinking? No one's ever heard such a thing. And they weren't regular Muggles, because Muggles are stupid and weak. These were really beauties. These were the worst of the worst Muggles. These were terrible people. He doesn't even hand them off to these terrible Muggles. He just leaves them on the doorstep like an Amazon package. I call him Dummy Door. Or you can go with Dummy Dumbledore, because nobody knows what Dumble means, but everyone knows what the dumb part means. And then year after year, Voldemort, he attacks the hell out of Hogwarts year after year. And Dumbledore doesn't do anything. Think of the Sorcerer's Stone. It's guarded by a dog.
So long.
But he could just play a little music and the dog goes right to sleep. It's crazy. Then you have the weird vine things. I don't know what they are, but you jump in it. It's pointless. You just fall right through. You're okay. You're fine. Then you have a chess match. What's with the chess match? You just really need to be like a 700 ELO, maybe an 800 ELO. You'll breeze right through the chess match. It's crazy. And then you get the Sorcerer's Stone. He doesn't have a ring camera that's watching the Sorcerer's Stone. And speaking of this, where the hell is Nicholas Flamel? I've been friends with him for a long time. He's like 800 years old, but I know he's old, but where the hell is he? And why doesn't Dumbledore take offense? I mean, it would be so easy. You find out where Voldemort is, and you bomb the hell out of him with some pilot from Kansas. It would be so easy, and he just doesn't do it. It's really sad, actually. Look, I live a great life. I have billions and billions in Gringotts. And I really don't want to run, but I think I have to do it because Dumbledore's that bad. I have to do it.
Oh, my God. That's what AI was made for. That's what AI was made for. I have to do it. I have to do it. Oh, my God. That was funny. That was funny. All right. Crack me up. Hope you liked it. This one is, let's see, this video, or not video. Let me see what we got here. Man, my fucking hands are cold. My hands are cold. What we got here? So this is absolutely ridiculous. I am going to try to show it on the screen. Let's see if I can. So if you want to laugh your ass off, I mean, talk about like the racism final boss. This is hilarious. If you haven't been on X, this is going very viral. It's called peaceandquiet.io. I mean, people are autistic as fuck. They have so much free time. And with like Claude Code and AI, you can write so many different apps. So this is essentially like a tracker where you can filter by different names. It's called peaceandquiet.io. So you can filter based on violent crime. You can filter based on Popeye locations, the fried chicken chain, Popeyes. Waffle House, you can see in the bottom left-hand corner. HUD housing, Boost Mobile, liquor stores, bail bonds. So if you want to find some peace and quiet in this world, all you got to do is go to peaceandquiet.io and you can cross-check wherever you're looking to move and make sure it's not near any Popeyes or Waffle Houses or all these names. Yeah. You can go on these names and you can filter out by people named Aaliyah. Right? Look at all these Aaliyahs out there. What if you have, let's see, Antoine? You can filter by Antoines. There's a few Antoines out there. Let's see what else we got here on the left. You can filter out Chukwameka, Chosen, Cornelius, Daquan. You can filter out Daquans in your area. Let's see, Deshaun. There's 1,023 Deshawns, so you can make sure you don't live near a Deshaun. All right. It's funny as hell. It's funny as hell. And the reason why this is going viral, it's for obvious reasons. It's fucking hilarious. And the funniest part, if you go on X and you look at the comments, it's oddly specific. I love how it picks up names. Hey, there's 8,390 Daryls. But if you go on the actual Carnival cruises, well, South Florida is going to be packed with that. If you go on the thread, it's funny because you have all these requests. Hey, can you add this? Can you add this filter? And usually the requests and the response in the comments are even funnier. So, all right. So you can cross check. Let's see. We got Deshaun, Hakeem. Let's see. Jawan, Keenan, Chloe. We got a lot of Latricia, Latrice, Latanya, Letitia, Latifa. We got a couple Letitias and Latifas. Let's see. Popeye's locations. There we go. There we go. Let's get those Waffle Houses on the map. Ooh. It's a hotbed for Waffle House. We got Boost Mobile. I think Boost Mobile made me laugh my fucking ass off. Methadone clinics, bail bonds. So you can cross-check Boost Mobiles, liquor stores. All right. We got a lot of overlap. Of course, this is usually just overlap based on population density. So that's why it's funny, you know. I mean, this is just pretty much like a population map. But anyway, you know, people are sending this around just because it's kind of funny and people get offended by the easiest and simplest things. And yeah, pretty funny. Pretty funny. I love how like the top ones are Tyrone. Look at those Tyrones. And you know what's funny is if you look at that, there is a lot of overlap. Look, if I just click them, that's just one thing. I mean, Ace, you could have. I'm just clicking them all, and I just see a lot of. I don't see anything popping up, which is interesting. I mean, look at. Okay, hold on a second. You got the Alonzo. Hold on. Right? Is anyone noticing anything? I'm just saying. I'm just clicking. It's funny how I keep on. Just click all the names. This is just funny. This is just funny. Asia? How many people are named Asia? Ava? I'm just clicking all the names. And I'm not seeing anything else light up, but like the same areas. Chantal. All right. Charisma. I don't even know these names. How? Chukwemeka? How are there 57 Chukwemekas? Ciara. Cleveland. Like Family Guy. Cornelius. Is anyone like... Man, it's like the same areas. Anyway. Funny stuff. Funny stuff. Funny stuff. Anyway, go laugh it up. Send it to your friends. If they're easily offended, send it to them anyway. Anyway, funny stuff. People have a lot of free time on their hands. So laugh about it. Move on with your day. But anyway, the comments are more funny. The comments are more funny. But you got to laugh at things like that. Anyway. Let's see here. Har, har, har. Mike says, how sensitive are people that someone else's name bothers them? All right. All right. So anyway, speaking of bio-twats and Abby Dull, we do have new merch. I thought that was funny, and that's going viral, and you might see posts like that if you pop on the internet. So laugh a little bit, move on with your day, go to the fucking gym. Don't take it personally. Ooh, I like that, Cerny. That'd be a good one. How would you get that data, though? Cerny says, I wonder if you put in people who skip leg day. Oh, I should do that. I should do that. How many people skip the gym and just everything fucking lights up? It would just be everything. The whole entire country just... Can you filter out people who need to go to the fucking gym? Just the entire country glows. That's what my map would be. All right, let's do one more. We got more merch.
What's in the box?
You ready? We have saved the bio-twat. Everyone's excited. Buy one, get one 50% off over at papaswolio.com. But wait, there's more. It's cold
What's
as
in the
fuck.
box?
You know why it's cold? We have that cold front coming in. All right. You've been told that it was the polar vortex. Remember that bullshit? It's not. Okay. It's never what you think it is. The mainstream media has lied to you over and over again from everything. It's Let It Grow. They make it Let It Go. It's Jurassic Pump. They make it Jurassic Park. It's Forrest Pump. They make it, they make it Forrest Gump. And I'm tired of it. But the Swole fam, I'm just preaching to the choir. You guys know. It was originally the Swoler Vortex. And then they changed it to the, Polar Vortex. That sounds like Polar Vortex. Let's change it. No, I come in and I bring because I bring all the heat. I take all the heat. I'm taking all the heat because I'm making those gains. I'm burning all the calories down here. Papa Swolio gain train comes through. Swoler Vortex, make some fucking gains. Go to the fucking gym. So don't get hit by the Polar Vortex. Get slammed by the Swoler Vortex. So absolutely based. All right. It's a good design. I love it. And we're taking the weather back. I'm taking the weather app by storm. AccuWeather weather app on your iPhone. I'm coming for you. I'm tired of the gaslighting. It's always been Swoler Vortex, and now it is official. It will always be Swoler Vortex. So 2 new merch. We got Save the bio-twat, and we have Swoler Vortex. Great designs. Absolutely base camped. Looking good. Looking good. Swole fam's crushing it. I appreciate you guys. That's a good design. That's a nice one. That looks good on a mug too. So check it out, papaswolio.com. Let's give away today's Swole card. Thank you for bearing with us today. At the beginning of the episode, we had like a little bit of a delayed start, trying to fix some technical issues, but we got it figured out. And of course, we're back tomorrow for another amazing episode, but new releases are live. And thank you so much for being here. By the way, before we punch out of here, if you did not know, now you know, bitches, we also have tapestries.
This is a castle.
That's right.
There are tapestries.
Boom.
We have many tapestries.
Boom. Boom. We got lots. We have many tapestries. We have many tapestries. Many tapestries, and they're all available. Buy one, get one 50. Someone picked up a Forest Pump one earlier today, I saw. Make sure you go and grab your tapestries. Maybe you don't have room for a flag, but you certainly have room for a tapestry, and turn your home into a castle. papaswolio.com. Next signature series is in 40 days, and the previous ones that are outstanding are going out this week. Swole cards are going to be going out shortly. So catching up on a lot of outstanding things. We're just not belaboring it. So we're going to be caught up, and everything is going to be back on schedule. So there you have it. there you have it, fam. Let's give it away. Let it grow. Swole card time. Let's go to the fucking gym. Appreciate you, Beaches. Thanks for asking questions. Thank you for having a good time with your boy. Appreciate you, fam. Appreciate you. Let it grow. Let it grow. Let it grow. Let it grow. We got this one. I love it. I love it. You know what? Will has earned today's Swole card. I love the video. I love it. Will's making it grow. Will's making those fucking gains. Today, Will has earned the Swole card. I love the video you posted. I really like it when you guys post videos and stuff in the app. It's great. You post pictures, but you can upload clips. Fantastic. Check it out. Turkish get up with a sandbag. Try it. Not as easy. Not as easy as you might think. Great with kettlebells. Really even more challenging with a sandbag. And it's a real basic movement, getting up off the ground with some heavy weight. And you know how we feel about using and doing leg exercise like lunges, step backs. Unilateral leg exercise is very important because getting up off the ground, standing up, playing with your kids, playing with your dog, doing work in the yard, whatever you're doing, making sure you have unilateral strength and you practice those movements is very important. So check it out. Congratulations. And thanks for sharing this video. We'll let him know in the app that he won today's Swole card. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 3560 in the subject, your mailing address in the body of the email. Super awesome. And spank you for an awesome video and making those gains. And I like the little gym area, the figurines and all that shit. Looking good. All right, fam. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. We got the Tainty Man. He's looking good. Aww. He's cold. He's actually not that cold. He loves it. He loves the temperature. Fucking mountain dog, right? You're mountain puppers. You're mountain puppers. He's a good boy. He's ready to go make a poop. Look at him. Look at those eyes. Look at those eyes. You ready to go make a potty? Yeah. Look at him. He's like, ooh, look at the camera. Look at that poppers. Look at the poppers, everybody. Look at the poppers. Oh, you're such a good boy. You're such a good boy, boys. That's a good boy right there. That's a good boy. You want a little treats? There you go. That's good puppers. Yeah. That's a good boy. He's good boys. All right, fam. Such a handsome boy. Such a handsome boy. And then we have Pinkston Churchill, who's very, 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 very not liking the cold. But make it a great day. Thanks for being here. Everyone, Elizabeth, Melissa, appreciate you. Loretta, Cerny, Pam, PK, everyone, thanks for being here. We'll see you tomorrow for 3560 Schwam. Make sure you go check out the Weekend Swolosophy also. And we got a lot more great stuff coming out. Enjoy the new merch. Enjoy the new yoga. And onwards and upwards. And I can't wait till it's a little bit warmer. Can't wait to release the nips. Go enjoy that engine lubricant as per Abby Dull. Go suck down that canola oil, because what could be wrong and what could be bad about sucking down concentrated seed oils? Why not? Why not mash it up and just drink it in liquid form? Because, hey, why not? Why not? Some fucking twit on the internet tells you to. So just suck them down. What could be bad? What could be bad about ultra processed industrial waste? Delicious. Delicious. Suck it down. Your body will thank you when you have fucking diabetes and cancer. All right. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you, Beaches. And we'll see you tomorrow. Peace, McGee's, Deuce, Magoose. Ya boy, Papa Swolio. Out.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I gift rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like
then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bag that you made. That's a bag that you made. That's a bag that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. On topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element, no ollies, you children popping.